Hey guys, welcome to the School of Pool. I'm Nick, and today we're going to be going over some 8 and 9 ball run out tips. What we have set up here is just an 8 and a 9 ball run out, and we're going to just go over what was basically going on through my head and kind of the thought process of how you go about running out a rack. So as you can see, the 10 ball drops in the side there. And the first thing that you're going to want to do is always start off with a plan. So for me, we're going to go stripes. I'm looking right now at basically, I always look for my problems first. So I can already see my problems with the 14 and the 11, which we'll go over shortly. But I can see my 15, 13, 9, and 12 are all pretty open. I'm not too worried about them. My main issue, again, is this 14, 11, and 8. And we're going to work to get that out right off the bat. So to do that, we're going to go basically center cue, a little high, light speed, and just come off that 15 and try to get that cue ball in a good spot to make that 12. Now, not just make the 12. We're also thinking about the angle to come over and crack out those balls. So with a little bit of right, we have a perfect angle. We're able to knock that 11 and 14 out, even though they did get tied back up a little bit, but was partially successful, and we actually have another chance to do that now. So what we're going to do here is we're going to use some bottom left and pull this cue ball over and try to use that 3 as a checkpoint and basically switch positions with that 3 so we have a nice shot on the 9. Unfortunately, we're a little to the one side of the 3, so it wasn't exactly how we planned, but it's okay. Not everything always goes as planned, so we're going to adjust. So now with a little bit of top right, we're going to just go with that 14 in the corner. It's going to give us that perfect shot on the 11, and it might seem like it's a straight shot, but we actually have a little bit of angle to be able to come out for that 9 ball, as you can see right here. So we're just going to use some bottom right to do that, and that's going to pull the cue ball over to the 9. Now, we did hit this shot a little lighter than we should have, but it's still going to work out. Again, using that 7 as a checkpoint to hold for that 8 in the side, and it looks like it worked out pretty well here. And then we're just going to roll this 8 ball up. Obviously, some higher English just because we're up on the rail, but pretty straight and going right in. So, moving on to 9 ball. 9 ball, I would say 9 ball is more, I would compare it more like blackjack almost, because it really comes down to the break in 9 ball. So I like to break a little bit softer to keep the balls together. But as you can see here, the 3 ball falls, and we're lucky enough to have a shot on that 1. So what we're going to do is we're always thinking 3 balls ahead. So we're going to make this 1, and we're going to want to get a nice shot on this 2 ball. So we're going to use some left inside English, run up and down the rail, and try to basically get in almost the same spot that the cue ball is already at. But we want to make sure that we're thinking about having that next angle like we do right here to be able to come on over for that 4. So now we're going to go with some right English, kick off that 2, hit the rail, and try to get a nice shot for that 4 in the side. Now, unfortunately, the cue ball didn't roll down as far as I would have liked, but luckily we do have a nice easy bank shot. So we're just going to go light speed, center cue. It's a dead bank, and we're just going to roll that in. Now, let's take one moment here. I want you guys to just think about how you would run the rest of this table out. You obviously have to go 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So just basically think of a game plan that you might use and see how it compares to mine. So for me, we're going to go left English. This shot is almost only about speed more than anything else. And that's just going to tap right over for that 6. Now, it might be hard to tell, but again, it's not a straight shot. So we do have that angle that's going to allow us to pull out with some bottom right there and get a nice shot on that 7 in the same corner. Now, maybe you could have rolled up there and played the 7 in the long corner, but I prefer to keep my shots as short as possible, and I wanted to stay down here for this 8. So now we're going to have a pretty nice cut, and what we need to think here is not only do we need to get on this 8 after the 7, but we want to be in a good position to be able to come back down for that 9, as you can see in that last drawing, which is exactly what we do. And now, as you can see, we don't have a dead straight shot on that 8 that's going to keep us on this side of the table. We have that nice angle that's going to allow the cue ball to roll all the way down the table and set us up for a good shot on that 9. So when it comes to running out, again, a lot of it comes down to it has to be the right break. Sometimes I'll break and basically know it's not a good runnable table, and then sometimes you break and you know that it is. But we do definitely want to get into some key tips, because overall, when you do have the situations where the break is in a good situation for you, you want to be able to actually execute and run these balls out. So as you can see, I'm just going to play this this frame of me running another rack here and some fast forward speed, but we're going to go over some tips. So definitely start with a plan. Don't just break the balls open and shoot for the easiest first shot that you have just because it's easier to make. You want to think strategically and always plan 3 balls ahead. If you stay 3 balls ahead, then you're going to be okay. What I mean by 3 balls ahead is don't just think about the position on your next shot, but think about putting the cue ball in a position that's going to give you an angle on your second shot that'll get you on your third shot. And then also, a big thing is obviously make your shots, because you don't want to put in the work like I just did and miss this 9 ball. Wow. Always remember to chalk up, and always remember to subscribe. Thank you very much. Have a good day.